Elizabeth Taylor Greenfield was born in 1817 in Natchez, Mississippi, and was adopted by a Philadelphia Quaker family as an infant.
Hi, I'm Amieta Negbenebor.
Hi, and I am Caroline Huet.
And we interrupt your regular scheduled program to report. African-American entrepreneur Harry Pace.
It wasn't long before Elizabeth is asked to perform a command performance for none other than Queen Victoria herself at Buckingham Palace on May 10, 1854. Her renditions of the music of Frederic Condell, Vincenzo Bellini, and Gaetano Donizetti were simply benissimo.
Finances dwindling low, she decided to move back to America. Once home, she was asked to perform at Metropolitan Hall in New York, which held an audience of 4,000 patrons, standing room only. But, to her disgust, only Caucasians were allowed to attend. She was sad, again tricked by an unscrupulous manager.
But Vicente was the second president of Mexico and one of the leading generals to fight against Spain for Mexican independence.
That's right. He was of mixed Spanish, Amerindian, and African heritage.
He was a mule driver and a gunsmith when Father Hidalgo declared independence from Spain in 1810. He took arms alongside José María Morales, who was also a black Indian. Now, Vicente was also able to speak the indigenous.
As elsewhere in the Spanish Empire, Mexico, now being known as New Spain, instituted a social system known as casta, where the European Spanish, those born in Spain, occupied the highest positions in society. And they were followed in descending order,
This merger between the so-called lower class concerned many of the elites who were the minority in Mexico, so much so that the first revolutionary constitution, 1812, included Article 22, which stated that anyone of African heritage is excluded from benefiting from reforms such as having political rights and freedom.
All inhabitants, either Spanish, African, or Amerindian, are qualified to hold the office of Presidente.
Vincent, with his tactical skills and knowledge of the terrain, took Iturbide in 2 battles. By this time, the opportunistic Iturbide proposed he and Vincent join forces to bring about Mexico's independence. Vincent agrees, and the 2 men combine forces in what becomes the Triggervanti Army, the Army of 3 Guarantees.
He steps aside, and immediately Iturbide declares himself Emperor of New Mexico. Although Vicente steps aside, he accepts the grand rank of General of the Imperial Army. Soon, however, Iturbide starts showing his true colors and begins exploiting the masses of those that bore the brunt for Mexico's independence. Vicente, angered and displeased, turns against Iturbide. Iturbide, fearful for his life, abdicates himself and sails away into European exile.
Indians, those of mixed heritage, and Africans, by ending by edict the death penalty, commuting all death sentences, ordering the building of schools, and establishing free libraries. Now remember, Vicente was self-taught, which means he didn't learn to read or write well until adulthood. Next, he raised taxes to improve the lives of the poor. Then, decades before Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, he ordered the immediate abolition of slavery within the Republic of Mexico.
Terms such as pardo, sambo, and mulatto erased from the Mexican language. He also defeats the efforts of Mexican elites to hijack the revolution won by his dark-skinned brothers. It isn't long before he is denounced by the elites as being of a lower class and caste.
Would like to remind our viewers that prominent persons like Vicente Guerrero and others like him should stand as a reminder that we both share the same ancestry.
Well, that's it from us at the newsroom. Until next time.
Goodbye.